I'm going to take you through one of my favorite ways to work on back body expansion. If you're wondering what is back body expansion, it means the ability to expand posteriorly. So we can talk about upper back body expansion and lower back body expansion. And this is a great way, honestly, to get a little bit of both. You're going to need a chair or a bench or a box. So make sure to grab one of those and then come back and join me and we'll get started. One of the first things that we need to do is understand how we're going to breathe before we get into the position that we're going to breathe in. We want to use long, soft exhales with our mouth open. This is really important because we want to make sure we're getting all the air out as we exhale. When we inhale, we want to try not to suck air in really fast and get our neck all tight and our upper traps coming up. We want to think about just letting the air come back in, and we're going to do that through our nose. So you're inhaling softly through your nose. I should not hear you inhale. I shouldn't hear or anything like that. And then we're going to exhale slowly. I want the exhale to last a long time. So what we shouldn't hear is or anything like that, okay? So soft, long inhales and soft, long exhales. I changed my mind. I'm gonna use a bench. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get down on the ground, and I am going to lay over the bench. Part of the reason we're doing this is because we are allowing this to give us a bit of overpressure so that we are getting some of the pressure created in an inhale to move back in our body versus coming out our core or our lower ribs, where it can tend to come out a lot, especially if we're lacking a little bit of core strength. So we're going to lay over this like such, and I really like to make sure that it's not kind of like cutting up into me in a place that doesn't feel good, because we don't want to be uncomfortable in this position. We just want to make sure that it is giving us that overpressure. So you're going to go ahead and lay down here, and notice that I really do have the majority of my weight over this bench. I'm not keeping weight in my knees, and I want to make sure that I can feel pretty relaxed here. So I don't want to be kind of gripping with my butt or gripping with my back. I should feel pretty relaxed as I'm just draped over this bench, and I'm just letting my palms face towards the ceiling. I could also just let my palms face towards the ground, but I like it with my palm facing my ceiling. It gives me a little more expansion in my upper back. Now from here, I'm going to take that first long, soft exhale, open my mouth, and what I'm feeling for is my core muscles in between my hip bones kind of pulling up and away from the bench. I want to keep some of that core tension, and I'm going to continue to exhale, exhale, exhale. All that I can. Now, keeping some of the tension I created in my abdominal wall, I am going to inhale. As I do this, I am looking to feel a stretching from the inside feeling. You should feel this from about your mid-back through your lower back. It will literally feel like a balloon is kind of blowing up inside of your rib cage and gently pushing pressure out towards the back. You should not feel any pressure down towards the anterior pelvic floor. You may feel some pressure pushing against the bench, but it should be pretty slight as we're using the bench to help put pressure back. This can be a really great way to work on making sure we're able to let go of our paraspinals, making sure that we are not getting a lot more compression in the low back after a long day carrying around baby, or either a long day belaying where we sometimes tend to be like this for the day. So again, This is the position that you want to be in right here. And we want to make sure that you don't overly round the top of your back, okay? So I do want you to keep that part a little bit flatter, but it is perfectly okay to let this part round. And if you notice what I just did, if you have a bench, you can kind of tuck your knees in just a little bit more, and that will feel really, really good. So you want to get that long exhale first. Now that creates core tension, okay? You want to keep that tension and inhale into those spots that feel really tight. So like here, here, here. All right, I should do that like every day, multiple times a day. Feels so good. All right, that is your back body expansion breathing drill.